Hello everyone. For today's edition of Oracular Fantastical, we're going to be looking at card number 16 in the Oracle of the Shapeshifters deck. And that card is entitled Deep Dark Sea Mermaid, Find Solutions in the Unknown Places in the Darkness. And this is what the image looks like in the American version. And I do apologize for the video quality today. Winston is teething right now and he actually just fell asleep, and so I just need to let him sleep and not be in the main room right now waking him up. So that's the Australian edition, and this is, I wonder if this will help or make it worse. There, that's better, I think. This is the American edition, Deep Dark Sea Mermaid. So same keyword, same card number. I really love this image. And this is the, again, the Australian image. I mean, both images are really beautiful, but I really love the image on the American edition of Deep Dark Sea Mermaid. So in the guidebook, Lucy talks a lot about this card being, what's going on with my sweater? There we go. Lucy talks a lot about this card working a lot with the dark places and taking a look at where we are now and how we have created that reality for ourselves, and honoring and accepting and understanding our own creation of that circumstance. So she also talks about, let me just read this part to you because I don't really get this when I work with this card, but I do think it is something that can apply for some of us. You may be interested in energy sources, scientific breakthroughs. Wise wizards like Einstein and their theories may appeal to you at this time. You will consider ancient technologies that have long lain dormant. You will explore the Earth energy grid and the power that can be held and that can flow through deep waters. Deliberately obscured origins of ancient secrets will be coming to light. Wireless power and communication telepathy. So all of that stuff is a part of the creation of this card. So it definitely does apply, but I found from my own personal experience and when I'm working with clients and this card appears, that it really is about quite a bit of shadow work and real honesty about again, the creation of the circumstances that we're in, and really taking a look at that and being kind of ruthless about how we've gotten where we've gotten, but in a way that's honoring of that as well, because there are reasons for the darkness and why it is an essential part of this human experience in our lives. And so it's an honoring type of shadow work. It's an honoring call to really take a look at our own dark places and our own underwater depths that we're probably avoiding when this card shows up, and we're choosing to avoid it by being ridiculously busy in our lives and really sidetracked by other people's drama, by family drama, by what we think we need to do in order to be the perfect, wife, husband, mother, father, child, aunt, best friend. And so there's a real getting carried away and a focus on other things than what we actually are experiencing for ourselves emotionally. So because this card is in the element of water, I think we can take that back to tarot and really examine what our emotions are right now. And that's what this card is encouraging us to do, to really take a look at emotions, at our own emotions and our own experience and what we actually feel about our experience and what we're okay with and what's not comfortable. And a really key part of this card would be our dream work when this shows up in our dreams and what's coming through in our dreams, because we're probably avoiding, and so we might find that we're having really raw dreams, really, I would use the word incredible, but not that it's necessarily positive incredible, but dreams that are really strong and sharing a really vivid message with us, Or we might find that we're not dreaming at all at any point in time, that we are actually dreaming, but that we're not remembering any of the dreams that we're having when we're taking a break from conscious experience in this human body. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. So she's really talking about, again, dream work coming into play, the realm of water, the element of water, but that kind of underwater excavation, and really like that deep sea creature experience of the darkness and walking through that. And so we might be experiencing our own dark night of the soul. And I know that we did talk about that already in this deck with Alice in a Sea of Tears. And this is just another layer and another time to peel back a layer of our experience. And I think she's really encouraging us, this mermaid is really encouraging us to not avoid or ignore the underpinnings of the experience that we're having that we're not happy about. So for instance, she isn't encouraging us to like just buck up and, I hate that phrase, why did I just use that? But to just, focus on the positive and move on and ignore whatever issues that are. No, this is really about an excavation. So it's about taking a look at why we keep repeating a certain pattern in our life, why we're staying so busy or so stressed that we don't have to look at what the next level is for us of healing. Why are we avoiding looking at something deeper? Why are we avoiding looking at what needs to change, and what we're unhappy about in our life, and what we need to get proactive about in our life. So there's a lot that she is encouraging us to do. Again, she's telling us that it's time to do some real work. So I would definitely say, if you draw this card for yourself, if you're looking at this as your daily draw when you're reading this, if you're drawing it for someone else, encourage whoever it is to really do some journal work and to sit down and really take a look at exploring certain beliefs that we've taken on and that we're choosing to continue giving energy to. Writing about things that are happening that we're not happy about, but writing about it in a way where first we're looking at what we're not happy about, and then we keep examining deeper and deeper the levels of why we're seeing that again and again. The Spiritual Catalyst has a really great video on shadow work that I think would apply to this card very well, about how to, dismantle a belief system, dismantle an experience, so that we can really take a look at what's underneath it. And then I think this card is telling us to really be patient with ourselves through that process. The uncovering of the healing that needs to occur and just how deep that goes, the uncovering of that is a process and takes time. It's not an immediate thing. Like, yes, there is an aha moment, but there's I'm not quite sure how to describe it. After the aha moment, there's that time when it has to like sink in, and we have to let things settle and understand that we have to make a huge change. Maybe it's not a huge change, but maybe it's just an acceptance of ourself in a way that we don't feel is us striving for perfection or for whatever ideal we had that we thought we were going to be, and realizing that that's that has to be let go of. So there's the moment that we understand. Then there's the time when it all has to settle, and we have to allow ourselves to really integrate that into how it's going to manifest in the future in our lives. So there are layers to this healing process, just as there are layers to whatever is occurring that is asking us to do more work. So a huge message that I experience with her, with the Deep Dark Sea Mermaid, is that there is a lot of soul healing to be done, a lot of excavation and shadow work to be done, and a lot of looking at things really deeply and not just taking it at surface value. And understanding that in a lot of ways we might be avoiding looking at how we really feel and what's really going on in our life. So I'm just gonna, so there's definitely that level. I think there is also the level of psychic work as well. So she's also letting you know that the intuitive hits you're getting for yourself, for other people, all of those things are right on, and we should be valuing and paying attention to, and honoring about ourselves, that our gifts and abilities are growing and our perception is shifting. And so then our vibration is shifting as well, and we're able to be open to more of the metaphysical in our experience and our own power in our life. So I was just watching a video by the Four Queens talking about you are the main character in your story, and I will put a link to that video below, because I think that's a really great thing for us to think about when this card shows up. So realizing that we are the main character in our own story. If we're not the main character, then why aren't we, and what needs to change so that we can make sure we are? If we're giving our power away, it is important for us to understand that we're allowing that to happen, and we're entering into an agreement with another person, another situation, another whatever, to be giving our power away. And so it's time to take that power back. I mean, there are so many layers to this card. And interestingly enough, I think when she shows up, it's a card that we want to avoid. When people see her in a reading, even though in the American edition especially she's adorable, there is also, just because of the colors and the sea creatures that are with her, there's an understanding that you're being asked to do some uncomfortable work for yourself. And so I think she's an extremely valuable card. And I also love that she's showing up right now, right after Yule. I'm recording this on the 23rd of December 2013. So this is a time when it really is about engaging with a shift in the wheel of the year. For me, it's also about working with fire energy, which I'm sometimes very uncomfortable with, so it makes sense that she would show up for me around this time. But because she is the darkness, she really is about uncovering your own light within, your own darkness. And so even though she is so much a water card, there also is an element of duality in this too. There's an element of finding your own spark, so there's the element of fire represented by her as well. And learning to love all the parts of yourself, and accepting, uncovering, understanding the messages that you have for yourself. You are your own greatest teacher. You know, you are the healer for yourself in a way that no one else can be. This is your experience. You have the ultimate power. And that's incredibly freeing, but it also brings with it responsibility, because there's an understanding of, if you don't like where you are right now, you created it, so you have to change it. So very powerful messages with her, and I really encourage you to do meditation and journal work with her if she shows up for you right now, or if you're looking at this as your daily draw for the day. Deep Dark Sea Mermaid is really taking us on quite an adventure. And I'm just going to show you the American edition again of this image. So I wish you all many blessings. I hope you've all had a lovely Yule, and will enjoy a wonderful Christmas and Happy New Year. Yeah, this is a really deep card, and I think it's an important day. A lot of energy work to be done today. So much love to you all, and I will see you in the next video in this series. Thank you so much for watching. Blessed be. Bye.